Hello again. I wanted to continue my series of videos on preparing to present by thinking about how you bring it to life. Now, when I say bring it to life, what I mean is how you're actually going to make it sing in front of an audience, how you're going to make it engaging. And there's a default here, clearly. Most people, when they think about how are they going to make their presentation come to life, turn to slides. And how often have you heard people say, oh, can you send me a copy of your presentation? Because they've come to equate presentation with slides. And that is a link that I think we should be breaking. You don't necessarily need slides in order to illustrate a presentation. Now, slides can be brilliant. And in future videos, I'll be talking about best practice with slides. But I think it's worth making the point up front, you don't necessarily need slides. They're not there purely to act as your script. They're there to make the speech more interesting to your audience, make it more engaging, to make it easier for them to understand what you are saying. So slides should be there to enhance it. You should actually be able to take your slides completely away and still present perfectly successfully. In fact, you should always be able to do that because we've all turned up in meeting rooms and conference centers and suddenly the tech doesn't work and our laptop won't connect or our slides are the wrong format. And suddenly you're having to present without slides anyway. But I would always say, if somebody says to you, can you send me your presentation? I think you should make it clear. You could send your slides, but of course the presentation is what you do in the room and you can't send that. In fact, if people ask me to send my slides, I will tend to say no anyway, because quite frankly, if my slides make sense as a document, they were probably lousy slides. I would rather send you a document that outlines what points I need to make, rather than try and send you slides and you try and work out what on earth I would have been saying to them. Because my slides, when I do use them, tend to be minimal. Lots of images, maybe the occasional word, but not reams of text. So actually, people can't read them and make sense of them. And that's how it should be. If your slides can be read as a document, they're lousy slides. And proper slides make lousy documents. They're two separate formats. So, as I say, over the next few weeks, I am going to talk about slides because I think it is important, because we know that a lot of us like using them and they can be terrific. But I wanted to make the point up front. You don't have to have slides to give a presentation. In future videos, we'll also look at some of the other options. So we're going to look at props and we're going to look at some of the other things that you can use to bring your presentation to life that doesn't rely on PowerPoint. So I think that today's point really is to say you don't need to have slides to make your presentation. And your slides are not the same thing as your presentation. The presentation is what comes out of your mouth, is what you do on screen or at the front of the room, not what happens on PowerPoint. So we'll see you next time.